And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hello folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Cogs and Commissars, which is a game in which you are trying to make a glorious robot revolution and you take over the production. It is for the motherboard. It is communist robotic puns as a take that game. Basically, you want to get the most citizens for your robot revolution. All right, I'm sure someone came up with the idea, and it's funny, idea. Hey, communist robots, I guess. It makes sense that robots would want to be communistic, I suppose. But let's see how the game plays. Here are different citizens that you're going to get over the course of the game. You organize them in rows of fives. We got the proletariat, the bourgeoisie, and commissars worth 1, 2, or 3 citizens. And if you have 15 of those citizens and you are able to play the revolution card, you win the game. You need at least 15 citizen points, and if you have at least 20, this card can't even be blocked when you play it. So each player, if you're going to play with these folks, you're going to pick one of these different robots to be. Artificial style intelligence. Each one comes with a special ability. You can then take pre-constructed decks, which are going to be picked by the icons in the corner, or you can build decks. You have to have, there's certain cards that need to be in every deck, some propaganda cards, the revolution card, of course, and then you can draft other cards into the deck. You're going to shuffle your deck, and then on your turn, the first thing you will do is you will flip the top 2 cards, and those are the citizens that you will get. So here I get a bourgeoisie and a proletariat. So when you're building your deck, you might want to pick ones that, like look at this guy here. He gives you a nice one, a big commissar. So you might think about that when putting them into your deck. So that's the first thing you do. You'll add 2 citizens. Then you can discard as many cards as you want, then draw up to 7. Now, you can play as many propaganda cards as you want from your hand. So this is propaganda. This is take a proletariat from another player. Of course, they might have a counter card. Any card with these blue lightning bolts in the top corner can be played on someone else's turn. This can counter any card, including a revolution card. Cards cannot be played in response to this card or the next card that you play. It says disarm the citizens. And then you can play 1 action card in your turn. That's the card with the cog here. Other players must send 1 bourgeoisie to the gulag. If they can't, they must discard 3 cards. Or here, send a citizen to the gulag. You may send one of your proletariat to the gulag to play this as a blitz. A blitz is the blue cards. So the different decks have different feels to them of some degree. Return any card from your discard pile to your hand. Look at another player's hand. You can take a card from it. There's another counter any card. Those are take up the 2 propaganda, counter propaganda cards from your deck, show them, then reshuffle the rest of the cards. That's pretty much it. So you'll produce 2 citizens, discard and draw up to 7, play any or all your propaganda cards, play 1 action card, and then it's the next person's turn. Eventually, somebody is going to get 15 points worth of citizens and play the revolution card, and they win. I do like that the 1, 2, and 3 point counters are sizes equivalent to each other. It makes it very easy to count them. And they have yellow, blue, and red stars and 1, 2, or 3 lines on them. That's some nice thinking there. Although storing them is a bit of a pain because the box here, you have to put them all like this. I mean, it's nice how they all fit in there, each of the different kinds. The card decks themselves, pretty easy to sort out if you want to sort them out according to starting factions, just going by the corner. The artwork is okay. I mean, it's like old Russian, robot propaganda artwork. And then it's communist robots. The card quality is okay. It's not that fantastic. And there is a card that shows you how to set up and what to do on your turn, which is pretty simple. All in all, component quality is okay. Well, this is what I would call a take that game. Well, a take that game is where you play good cards on yourself and bad cards on other people. That's essentially how this works. So this one here has that in spades. Essentially, I'm going to take a citizen from you. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Okay, yeah, I guess you are. That sort of thing. That's how this game works, and it's compounded by the fact that you can just draw up the 7 cards. Sure, you use your cards up maybe on other people's turns, but you will eventually get your cards back. And when your deck runs out, you just shuffle it and go back. Now, where does this game differ from a normal Take That game? Well, it's the theming, right? The robots and communism. It's the... You can't make change with the citizens that you have. So if you get a 3-point citizen, it's more in danger of being stolen from someone else, and you can't spend 1 of it to get 2 back. You know, there's that. And then there's the whole draft and build your own deck, which, by the way, I found to be the most boring drafting build your deck that I've ever played in any game, because the cards are all so similar. Do I want this draw 2 cards, or do I want this steal something from someone else, or do I want this steal something from somebody else? You might as well just play with the pre-constructed decks, honestly. Now, the flipping 2 cards over, and that brings you some more citizens, that I think could have been used even more innovatively. So you're like, ooh, I want to put a lot of these red stars, but there's not that many of them anyway in your deck, so in the long run, it doesn't seem to matter that much. The Revolution card, fortunately, can't be countered when you have 20 points, so there's that. Other than that, though, this just leads to me saying, I've won, and you're like, no, you haven't. I'm like, okay, let's go around. Because if your Revolution card is played and it's countered, you have to wait till it comes back into your hand again, going through your deck. Now, granted, you could maybe have a card that lets you pull a card from your discard pile or something. And yes, when you play it, you better hope you have a card to counter the card that they play. But sometimes that doesn't work out, and it's just all luck anyway. I didn't like it at all. I smiled at the theme, or groaned at the theme, you know. I was amused at a few of the ideas in the game, but in the end of the day, it's just, I'm going to play these cards that give me good things. I will then play cards that stop you from getting good things. It's not too long, so it has that redeeming value on it. It says 30 to 45 minutes. It ends up being closer to 30 sometimes. But I don't know. I'm just past these points of games. I want something to add something new to the genre. Take That's not necessarily a bad thing. But in this case, I don't think this one adds anything new. It just says, hey, look at the fun theme. And while you're looking, here's a game that's not very good to go along with it. Dice Tower Judgment, a quirky theme doesn't save this basic Take That game.